Alrighty, welcome back to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every mainline Final Fantasy game plus some bonuses, and let's play Final Fantasy XIV. So I was thinking about it the other day, and we're level 47 right now, about to be level 48. And I think level 50 is the max, like the original max. So I think we're getting pretty close to the end, which is kind of wild. It does kind of fit, though. Final Fantasy XI was like 60 episodes, I think. And by the end of today, we'll be on episode 62. So it does kind of fit that this is like, that we're near the end here of the main, original main story. This guy is still here? Wasn't he here last time? No, it was someone else. Someone that looks similar. Anyways. But yeah. We're kind of fitting that we're near the end of the main original story. Oh, they are still doing the Christmas event. Now, having said that, we're nowhere near the end of the game, or, you know, the end of the content, or the end of learning things. Like, we're only scratching the surface of the real game here. But in terms of the original story and Fantathon, we are nearing the end here. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, think of giving this up to Axel for the 2 years. Welcome back for the 2 years. The other thing I wanted to say is I wanted to give a very special thank you to everyone on YouTube who came over to the Twitch to help with the Partner Plus thing. We officially made Partner Plus as of last night. We have to wait till the start of the new year for it to actually take effect, but we officially have enough points to make Partner Plus. So special thank you to anyone that came over from the YouTube to help out by subscribing. It was a huge massive help. So thank you so much. It's truly an incredible blessing. Like, I know a lot of streamers that are bigger than me that don't have Partner Plus, so it's just completely wild. This community is absolutely insane. Cannot thank you guys enough. We did a little celebration stream last night. Played some old 4.8 live games and had a lot of fun. But I wanted to specifically thank YouTube because I know a lot of people came over from YouTube and subscribed to help out with that. So thank you very much. And now, Sark. You are called Petra Snakeboat, yes. I have heard of your plight from my friend Galamant. As a fellow adventurer and son of Eorzea both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry, you and your comrades must disguise yourselves as Imperial soldiers. The question is how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. The fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain these sets of gear, 3 sets of gear, one for each member of the infiltration team, Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. The other thing, too, is if we do finish today, that means the boat's going to finish today. So we'll know by the end of today what our final bonus game is going to be. Where's this at? Oh, gotcha. How's it going, Siri? It wasn't a bonus stream. It was our normal Thursday night stream. But yes, did a little bonus, or did a little celebration Played some Mega Man, played some Kirby. It was really fun. I remember what I'm doing here. The new normal. That's right. The Thursday night streams have been going really, really well. And I've already seen a couple YouTube people that usually can't make the regular streams because of work or whatever come by during the Thursday night streams. So I really do feel like it was worth doing. Yeah, it is still pretty new. We've only done, what, 2 official Thursday night streams so far. And this episode will be going up on YouTube on January 1st. So, Happy New Year to future YouTube viewers. This will probably be our last stream as well. I don't know if I'm streaming this weekend. I'm gonna say no for now, and then maybe you're pleasantly surprised, but yeah, this might be our last stream of the year. If not, then Saturday night will be our last stream of the year. I'm definitely not streaming on New Year's Eve. We're gonna have a little shindig with the family on New Year's Eve. But I might be able to stream Saturday night. I don't know what we're doing yet, if anything. Yeah, like, I mean, I like New Year's in terms of just, like, it's a cool event. But, like, the actual holiday of New Year's, I tend to care less and less about as the years go on. I don't even watch the ball drop or anything anymore. I find that to be pretty normal for most people. Like, everyone I talk to that's older than me doesn't care about New Year's. My parents usually just go to bed at normal time on New Year's. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bubbly. Yeah, New Year's and Christmas tend to be rough for some people. I know Christmas was really rough for me for a while. But they can still be fun times. Ow, 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 help, 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 help. Yeah, like, most everyone I talk to that's older than me doesn't care about New Year's, and I tend to care about it less and less every year. But we have a little tradition where we have the in-laws over and we play some board games on New Year's Eve. And that's been fun, so I do kind of look forward to that. And now that my kids are, at least my oldest, is old enough to play board games, at least somewhat, he can play some games with us, and that's fun, so. I think I'll really enjoy it when my son is old enough to, like, stay up and play real board games with us and not just Candyland, you know. That'll be cool. It'll be cool to have, like, a family get together where we all play board games. Instead, right now, it's just the in-laws and me and my wife. Like I said, my son stays up a little bit. We play some, like, kid games, but then he goes to bed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this up to meet the Wiz. Welcome back, Wiz. You do it on New Year's Day? Nice. Doesn't really matter when you do it. New Year's is still New Year's. Nice. So hey, you got that new board game I sent you now that you can try out. Well, card game. What is Rummy Cub? It's like a type of rummy. I know rummy. So for Fantathon, we're just going to be finishing Realm Reborn, but I'm going to continue afterwards and play the DLCs and probably do some like community stuff as well. Try some raids with the community. But for Fantathon, we're just doing Realm Reborn, so it's looking like we might finish today. Loud as it sounds. So I know we're somewhat close, given I'm almost the max level here. And it feels like this weapon thing is kind of the finale of the original story, since everything's kind of building up to it. But we'll see. I do not know exactly when it ends or anything. I didn't look it up or anything. But I just figure from what I've heard and stuff that we're close. So, I played some games that were like Ticket to Ride, and every time I did, people were like, oh, you gotta try Ticket to Ride. So I was really excited to play Ticket to Ride, and I played it, and I gotta be honest, it was not my favorite. Something about it just didn't vibe with me. I just didn't. It was fun, but it was not, it did not live up to the expectation. I can see why people really like it, though. What? Wow, I was not paying attention. So I heard the sound of you completed the quest, and I just thought, okay, I'm good. But for some reason, there's two separate. There's obtain helmet, and then there's obtain uniforms. And I got the helmet done, but I only have one of the three uniforms. I don't know why they split it into two, but now I gotta go back. Yeah, Ticket to Ride. It's hard to explain the game, but if you've played any game similar, you know exactly how it goes once you start playing it. There's also a digital version of Ticket to Ride that's on Steam. That's like really cheap if you want to try it. I'm not really a big fan of digital board games. I think that you lose a lot of the charm playing it digitally. If anything, like Tabletop Simulator works better than just like a digital version of the game. But even then, I feel like you lose. I feel like Tabletop Simulator is more of like a necessary evil, like if you live far away from someone and you want to play a board game with them. But like, best case scenario, you just play it physically. Having said that, there are some board games where digital really helps, like Monopoly, when you don't want to do math. Well, Monopoly not so much, but like I had a digital version of Risk, and that was really nice, because Risk is so much more fun when you don't have to do math, and you can just move stuff and see what happens. That's the thing with board games. You need like a dedicated group that's willing to play with you. And depending on what season of life you're in, that can be tough. I'm in a season of life right now where I do nothing but work and hang out with my kids. And so like, I don't have like a friend group of people that'll play Risk with me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have enough people around to do stuff like that. I'm just always either here or with my kids, so. But as my kids get older and they start getting into their own stuff and start going to school for 90% of the day, then perhaps I can get into more hobby stuff like that. I beat myself up for a little while about not having, like, physical friends. But, then I just kind of realized, like, that's just the part of life that I'm in, you know? Like, how am I supposed to hang out with a group of friends when I am always at home being a parent? You know, with, like, young kids. Like, it's just... And not saying that's impossible or anything. Like, you can 100% have kids and have a friend group. Like, that's 100% a thing you can do. But I work a lot because I have a job that is, you know, something I have to be working at pretty much nonstop, not just on the clock. And I have kids that are have a lot of needs and need their parents to be around very often. So it's just one of those things, like, I would rather put time into my kids than put time into a friend group that can play D&D or something. That's just kind of the phase I'm in. Like I said, my kids will grow up and then I'll have all sorts of time to do stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not that it's impossible by any means. I can 100%. If I dedicated my time to it, I could do it, but I just don't want to dedicate my time to that at the moment. I don't want to make it sound like, you know, oh, hey guys, if you have kids, you can't have friends. Like, that's not at all what I mean. But it's just, you know, right now, all my time either goes to them or goes to this, because that's where it needs to be at the moment. And that'll change as time goes on. And I do have friends that I dedicate time to, but just not like a group. You know, like a Saturday night board game group. We get together every Saturday night and play board games. Like, that's something I'd love to do in the future, but not something I can do now. Or like, I used to, when I was younger, I used to go to card shops and just play cards with people and go to tournaments or go to draft tournaments and just kind of like meet people through card shops. That's something I would like to do, but not really something I can do right now. Or I can do it, not something I want to do right now. I should emphasize it is possible. It's something I don't want to do at the moment. I shouldn't say I can't do it. But having said that, you know, I play digital games all the time with friends and people through this community, and but yeah, there's something different about playing physical games, you know? Something different about sitting around a table, breaking out the Monopoly board. Just kind of a different feeling. Plus, to be honest, I wouldn't call what Mushroom does playing video games, you know? Like, I played games with him before, but I'm not really sure playing is the right term. More like stumbling through, maybe? Falling through, perhaps, be a more accurate term. I played golf with friends with this man, and it was something, let me tell you. Were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? You better believe it. Damage, as I had suspected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. Well, yeah, I brutally murdered them. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Eganolf at the Diamond Forge of Rowena's House of Splendor should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead and have been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not. We have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. Man, did Mushroom, like, walk out? Now it just looks like I dissed him and he can't defend himself. Now I feel bad. I did that for a reaction in the chat, but he's not here, so now it just looks like I'm being mean. So you're the venturer Sark Malark sent, are ye? I've been waiting for ye. Now let's see what ye got for me. Man can't even defend himself. I see. Ah, yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for ye. Look at those glasses. After all, I owe your friend Sark Malark a favor or two. Took good care of old Eganolf back in the days before I fell in with old Rowena, he did. Is this some kind of weird, like, reference that I don't get? These names sound way too specific to not be references to something. Isn't there a character named Sark in, like, Star Wars or something? Like, I feel like I've heard that name. Sark. And Eganolf? It's gotta be like Lord of the Rings or something. I gotta be missing a reference here. Oh, Sark is Tron, yeah. But none of the other names are Tron. I think that's just a coincidence. None of the other names are Tron, are they? I do remember Sark from Tron. He's even in the Kingdom Hearts Tron level. Good old Sark. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the venturer's life calling to him. Here I go blabbering on when there's work to be done. Just hold your horse birds for a moment or two, and the great Eganolf will have your gear looking good as new. Yo, welcome back, Mushroom. Don't watch the last 10 minutes back. Just keep watching. Just keep your head forward, you know, don't look back. No reason to look back. We're all about and there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind ye, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malark my regards, will ye? trouble. I made fun of the man's golf skills. That was his fighting words. Have you had the uniforms and helms repaired? Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Eganolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would fool even a legatus. The heck is that? Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear that the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners, in fact, form the great part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates a new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell stroke. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interests of the realm. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. It took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitech armor. Now, from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of his patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So hoping to coax? Wait, that's a word that can be used like that? Coax the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding them a bit of the old false intelligence, told them insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Tain't far from the truth, now I think, come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols, dressed up in your shiny tin suit, and alert them of the enemy's presence. Haven't done that, you'll want to lure them as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like as not, though, they'll be worried of venturing far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here. Filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. And when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their Reapers. Simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? Oh, and don't forget to salute. What Death conveniently left out is he lost just as much as I did at Golf with Friends. Why you gotta drop the knowledge on the chat? Why can't you just let me have my fun? Why can't you just let me have this debut? Okay, I don't get them very often. Listen, I'm pretty sure I won. Okay? We were both like plus 50, but I'm pretty sure I won. You're right, I could have used any other game as an example. Listen, the challenge was not to be good at the game. The challenge was to beat you, and I did that, so I don't know what you're talking about. It was a one-on-one competition. In one-on-one competition, it doesn't matter how bad you do as long as you beat your opponent, right? I mean, if it was a competition to see who could fail the best, I think we both won. Yeah, it's like when you're getting chased by a bear. You don't have to beat the bear, you just have to beat the other guy. True. this guy come from? Oh, by the way, last week we had this conversation about how, like, this game's difficulty curve is kind of based on multitasking and less about, like, mechanical skill. And somebody commented and said, like, later on in the DLCs, in, like, the big raids, there's actually a lot of, like, skill check type stuff that kind of blends the typical MMO multitask stuff with more like skill-based dodging and stuff and like sight reading. So that's really exciting. I really want to see that when I get to it. Very excited to try that out. That was cool to hear. Okay. Hold on, I gotta really look the part here. Here we go. Hello, fellow cadets. From another patrol, are you? When next you see your... Oh, I forgot to do the thing. When next you see your commanding officer, tell him that he leads a sloppy unit. If any of my lot forgot to salute a superior officer, they would be on their R's fast as you can say latrine duty. Yeah, I was gonna say I forgot to salute. Carry on, soldier. Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they are well beyond the perimeter, but I will not have it said that I was remiss. You, return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should aught go awry, use your smoke signal to call us. Probably take my stuff off now, huh? Can you not? Called me a latrine unit. It's pretty savage. What did I have equipped? This? No. A big hat. Yeah, I still think that's a shame, but also kind of a necessary evil to kind of make the game easier. Like, it sucks that people that pick up the game now won't get the same experience as people that picked up the game when it started and kind of just get a free ride all the way up to the new stuff. But I also don't blame them for doing that, given that the later content is much better and all their friends are already at that late content and they want people to be able to get to where their friends are at and stuff. Like, it makes sense. Just kind of sucks. But like I said, it's kind of a necessary evil. Yeah, I mean, like, it is probably dumbed down a bit more than it needs to be, I will say that. But that's very similar to Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XI was similar. I love that ability, by the way. Yeah, thunderclap. Level 50, oh boy. Stuff's about to get real. That is the worst smoke signal I've ever seen. Hey, but don't mind me joining. Seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry, I thought it best to be on hand. Why don't you, sit down like I am? I'm trying to be all stealthy and you're just standing there like a giant signal. Oh, there she is. This is the place, but where is the enemy? Sir, over there! Set of the Reaper, let us make an example of these insurgents. Yeah, we could have at least put up like a fake cardboard cutout or something and then jumped them from behind. We had the element of surprise here. Could have taken advantage. What am I locked onto? And these guys are weak. Why would I lock on to Sid? For what reason would I want to lock on to Sid? I cannot lock onto the enemy. What the heck? It's honestly so cool fighting a Magitech armor. This is the type of thing that feels Final Fantasy-ish. This is what I was missing in 11. You know? We blew him up. We were supposed to capture him, not blow him up. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. Not wishing to look a gift chocobo in the beak, it does seem rather the worse for wear, doesn't it? Biggs, Wedge, what's your honest assessment? Well, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course, but looking past that, I'd say she's structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanism may be damaged. Eh? But aren't those things protected by thick armor plate? They are, yes. It's odd. The casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. A faulty part? Brother, we just blasted it. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting until it's fixed. Not one wink of sleep. You got that, Wedge? Oh, mumbling cart chocobo. I heard that. The hall has been set aside for us to use in Revenant's Toll. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us there, Petra. Yes. Hey, look, it stopped smoking. I think it's good. It's like limping along. Alright, that's what I thought. I'll just walk there. I did hear with Dawn Trail expansion, they are allowing new players to skip straight to it as it is a start of a new story arc. Huh. You know, at first glance, that sounds like a terrible idea. Like allowing people to skip forward in an MMO story. But when you think about it rationally, it's kind of like just playing the sequel to a game first. Like it's like playing Horizon Forbidden West before playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Like I wouldn't recommend it, but it doesn't necessarily ruin the game. So in a way, like if it's a completely different story arc, you're kind of just playing Final Fantasy XIV 2 in a way, you know? So like, I guess that's okay. I guess that makes sense. I mean, it kind of depends on how different it is and if you're missing out on like certain understandings of things, but that's probably reasonable. Like at first I'm thinking, no, everyone should start from like the beginning of the story. Otherwise, what's the point? But when you think about it in terms of like it being a sequel, you know, you don't always have to play games in order. I prefer to play games in order, but you don't always have to. Sometimes it's better to play the newer game, get into the series, and then go back and play the older games. Sometimes. Makes sense with Xbox players coming in too. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, like I said, with MMOs, people just want to get to where their friends are or, you know, experience the newer stuff.